Hello, welcome to your practice again. We're going to get started. I'll meet you on your mat. We're going to start sitting today. So I'll meet you there. Okay, so you can sit on something if you've got blocks or a pillow or something like that. You are welcome to sit kneeling if this is comfortable for ankles and knees, or cross-legged is totally perfect. To begin, as always, just find the shape that feels most comfortable for you to begin by arriving into your body, into this moment today. You're more than welcome to always keep the eyes open and a soft gaze, or let the eyes close down if that feels comfortable for you to turn your gaze inwards. And then direct your attention towards the breath as a starting point for concentration here in this present moment, witnessing what is occurring when it is occurring. So here, as we sit simply with the breath, can you notice, feel, texture, sound of the breath? And begin to lengthen the inhales and exhales so there is this rhythm and timing that starts to flow through with each breath. And then today, with this awareness resting on your breath, can you draw the awareness to the breath as if it could move and expand up and out into the chest, the shoulders, as if the shoulder blades were like wings, gently unfurling and expanding with each inhale. There's this separation of the rib cage, or this feeling as if the ribs can spread, or the muscles around the ribs can spread and widen and get longer. So your torso starts to take up this space, or the breath starts to expand the torso, or a feeling of expansion within the torso, the ribs, the lungs. And just take one more full deep breath here with that widening, lengthening, expansive sensation in your body. And then you can gently blink open the eyes as you need to. Your hands are going to cup your shoulders. And then we're going to start to swim the elbow, one forward, one peeling back. And as we roll through the shoulders, start to feel your shoulder blades sliding and moving and gliding on your upper back. You might feel little creaks and clunks through the rib cage and feeling some tension through the tissues. And you can start to build the pace, or just keep it nice and soft. Finding a little core connection and awareness as you exhale, so that we can isolate the shoulder blades moving around and on top of the spine or around the spine. Change the direction of your circles, picking up and rolling forwards this time. At any moment, if your seat gets uncomfortable, please feel free to change the position of your legs. And just one more breath here, circling forwards and around. And then let the arms and the fingers release. Sweep the arms up, let the shoulder blades elevate, up the back, take a big breath in. And then pull the elbows down, feel the back body engage as the chest opens wide. Inhale, lift, widen, stretch up. Exhale, squeeze and pull down. 2 more, lift and pull. Last one, reach high. Exhale, squeeze and pull. This time, keep the elbows out in line with the shoulders. And I want you to pull the arms back as you squeeze the shoulder blades onto the back. Retraction here to feel the pecs open. Take a breath. And then pull and push, rather, the arms forward. Tuck in the chin and let the forearms and elbows connect as the back body spreads. We'll do 3 more. Inhale, retraction, open wide. Exhale, protraction, round and spread the back. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. The last one, pull back. And exhale, round forwards. Take the arms out wide. This time, right fingers down, left arm reaches overhead. Big side body stretch down through the side into the lats. Maybe turning the gaze towards the right and slightly puffing through the back. So engage the abdominals at the front like a core contraction or a crunch. Take a full breath in and exhale, push left hand down and over to left. Into the right side, right arm sweeps over. Turn the gaze a little towards the left and then push the ground away so we can puff through the back side here. Little core contraction through the front. Take a full breath in. And then exhale, press up and over. We'll swap from side to side. Inhale, left arm reaches. Exhale, sweep it down. Right arm overhead, big breath in. Exhale, sweep it down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. And upright. Exhale. Well done. Give the shoulders a soft roll and slowly transition through your hands. Come off your feet. Maybe roll your ankles once or twice. A little bit of blood flow down into the legs. Okay, table pose with hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips. We'll take 1 round of cat-cow or 2 or 3 rounds of cat-cow. Take a breath in and then round the spine into flexion. Just 2 more. Inhale, glide through. Exhale, round. Last one, forwards. And exhale. Come up onto your fingertips and take the left arm over and cross it outside the right hand. And then you're going to press down through the palms of the hands. So you've got a crisscross at the wrists, almost like CPR hands, one over the right. And then you're going to round the spine and focus on pressing down and forward into that top left hand as you spread and lift up through the left side of the body. Almost as if the rib cage could press a little bit to the left there. Take a big breath in and a long breath out. Engage the abdominals at the front. Good. Return, left hand under shoulder, and we'll swap. Right hand crosses to outside of left, so we have a little crisscross of the hands. Press down more so through the right arm so we can puff and lift up and out through the right side of the spine. Really actively press into the ground so we can rebound that traction into our back. Take a nice full breath in. Stay for the breath out. 1 more inhale. And then return to all fours. Well done. Take the right leg back behind you in a half kneeling plank, keeping the left thigh bone directly underneath the pelvis. We're going to engage a little bit here, pelvic stability. So take a full breath as you press down through the arms and out through the right leg. And then pick up the left knee and thigh and imagine the left outer hip lifting and plugging up and in. So we stabilize across the low back and pelvis. Drop the left knee, take a full breath in. Again, pick up the left leg, feeling that lift up into the abdominals. Lower the knee, inhale. Exhale, lift the knees, scoop. Last one, tap, breath in. Exhale, lift and scoop. Keep it up, left leg will kick back to 3-legged down dog. Take a nice long breath in. And then tiger curl left knee in towards the nose and step the left foot forward. Drop the right knee for our low lunge. Sweep the arms high. And then you're going to make a frame with your elbows around your head. So hook on to each elbow with each hand. Gently pull up on the arms so that we lift the rib cage up and away from the low back, getting longer here through the sides of the torso. And then as you anchor through the legs, feeling the feet pull in and underneath you, you're going to start to roll the spine. So a little bit of freedom here for you. You can roll forward, you can shift a little over to side bend to the right, side bend to the left. But your attention is going to find length and space through the sides of the body, through the lats, through the shoulder blades. Good. One more full breath, little circular movements. Good. And then reach both arms to the ceiling, take a full breath in and return the hands to the floor. Half split. Plug the outer left hip in. We're going to hover the left thigh bone off the ground. So fingertips come right up onto the fingers so we get a little more height. Take a breath to lengthen the spine. And then it's like you're kicking a footy. You're going to lift your left thigh bone and pull the outer hip in. So hip flexor, quad strength. Lower the leg, come forward to lunge. Take a breath in. Shift the hips back. Draw the thigh bone in and up to hover and squeeze. One more little lunge. Inhale. And then hips back, lift and exhale. Fingertip lunge. Come forwards, lift the right thigh. Take an inhale. Hands to floor, down dog, step back. High plank, move through to the arms. Take a breath in. And then lower the knees, child's pose. Hips back, breath out. Good. Come forward, hands and knees. We'll reset the body here. Left leg to the back of the mat in our kneeling, half kneeling plank. Press the ground away, take a breath in. And then hover, right knee just off the floor, picking up the outer right hip so we balance across the low back. Tap the knee, take a breath in. From the low core, exhale, lift and plug outer right hip up and in. Lower the knee, take a breath in. Exhale, lift and squeeze. One more lower, breath in. Lift and hold, breath out. Three-legged dog, right leg kicks back and up. Take a full inhale. Tiger curl, right knee to nose, step through, and then low lunge. Drop the left knee, reach the arms up. Again, create that frame with your arms and elbows, and then off you go. Little circular movements around the torso, around the pelvis. Keeping the breath nice and full. The idea is that you're looking for those little moments or movements that allow the sides of the body, the lats to stretch. Good. Come back through center, release the bind, lift up, big inhale. Arms circle all the way down. Half split, let the hips stack. Come into our little hovers, so come right up onto fingertips. Plug the outer right hip in, take a breath here, and then lift and squeeze, exhale, kicking the right leg up off the floor. Come through lunge to release, breath in. Hips back, exhale, lift and hover. Good, forward to lunge, inhale. Hips back, exhale. Okay, fingertip lunge, plant the foot, lift the left kneecap, take a full breath in. Downward facing dog, step back. High plank, roll forwards on the inhale. Good, lower the knees, lower chaturanga all the way down. Upward dog, cobra pose, first one, take a breath in. Exhale to lower. Tuck your toes, press up to knees or plank, full breath in, and then back to downward facing dog. Rise to the toes, lift the hips, take a breath. Walk forward to your hands and bend your knees as you're arriving forward fold. Take a halfway lift to lengthen the spine. Bow forward and fold, exhale. Rise to stand, Tadasana, lift the body, reach and open up the hips, full breath in. Hands to the center, full breath out. Feet a little bit wider under your hips. Hinge at the hips and sit back through our chair pose. We're going to work this deep hip hinge, hip flexion, working from chair to a straight leg pike. Trying to think about the thigh bones lifting and drawing up and into the pelvis. So you can keep a soft bend in your knee as much as you want. We're going to go for more rib cage to thigh connection than hamstring length, okay? Chair pose, take a full breath in. As you breathe out, arms are going to sweep and pull back like you're pulling on ropes, but then lean the torso up and over the balls of the feet, feeling kneecaps and thighs activate onto the legs to find that active length through the hamstrings. Good. Lower the hips, lift the torso. Chair pose. Take a breath in. Exhale, pull and press the arms back as we lift and tip up and over the top of the thighs. Again, chair pose. Hips drop, spine lifts. Breath in. Exhale, sweep back as you lift up and over. Chair pose, take a breath in. Hands to the floor, down dog. Exhale, step back. High plank, roll forwards on the inhale. Lower chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog or stay with cobra pose, breath in. Downward facing dog, exhale. All right, rise to the toes, take a breath in. Bend the knees, walk, step, or little jump, hop to forward fold, bend the knees. Halfway lift to lengthen. Bow forward, hinging at the hip joint to fold. Good, rise to stand, Tadasana, straighten the legs, squeeze the glutes, lift up. And then just hands through the center, slow breath out. Little add-on this time, chair pose again, so pelvis back. Long stretch through the arms, take a breath in. A pike, so pull back, hinge up on top of the legs as you fold. Back to chair pose, pelvis drops, take a breath in. Normal forward fold, hands to the floor, breath out. Right leg will lift and sweep back and up for our standing L. So lengthen the spine, drive down through the supporting heel, take a breath in. And then long step back to lunge, so hands frame the left foot as we step the right foot all the way back to our fingertip lunge. Good, press down and rise up to our crescent lunge, all the way up to stand here. Grab a hold of either elbows like we did earlier, frame the head, lift the arms up so the shoulder blades elevate off the pelvis. Strong pull down and in with your front foot to stabilize that front hip. We're going to take a full breath here in our crescent lunge. And then our active pyramid, so you're going to start to straighten your legs, lift the torso up and over and pull the arms forward to get that long stretch all the way from your back heel forward and up through your arms. Bend off the back knee, come back upright to crescent lunge. Take a full breath in, a little more load in the back leg here. And then straighten the legs, lift up and forward as you breathe out, you fold out. One more, crescent, bend the back knee, lift the torso up. Exhale, pull the arms and the spine forwards. Well done. Hands to the floor. Take a full breath here. And then warrior two, spin your back heel down and then rise all the way up. So opening out through the front hip, rotating the chest towards the side. Okay, take the arms up above your head, straighten your front leg. So lift up. You're going to cross your right arm over your left and connect the hands together. So you've got this little kind of suction and lift up through the arms, pressing the palms of the hands together here. Okay, take a nice full breath here, lift up and out, and then come to warrior two, bend the left knee. Keeping the connection and suction of the arms We're going to reverse our warrior two. So keep the left knee coming forwards as we reach up and out over the back leg. Go for length in the torso rather than dropping it down to the ground. So nice. Take a full breath in. Back through center, breath out. Again, inhale, go up and back with the torso. Back to warrior two, torso upright. Last one. Full breath in. Press the palms of the hands together. And then release, hands to the floor. Breath out. Left leg, steps all the way back to high plank. Take a breath in. Lower chaturanga. Exhale. Upward dog or cobra pose. Strong legs. Downward facing dog. Hips to the sky. Rise to the tippy toes. Lift the pelvis. Bend the knees, walk, step or jump. Top of the mat fold. Halfway lift, lengthen. Inhale. Bow forward and hinge. Breath out. Rise to stand. Lift up. Get long through the sides of the body. Hands through the center. Full breath out. Chair pose. Take a breath in. Hinge up and over. Think pull the arms back. Lift the thigh bones into the hips. Chair pose. Take an inhale. Sit low. Hands to the floor. Fold. Breath out. Step. Step. Left foot all the way back behind you. Fingertip lunge. That was right. I was getting confused. Rise up. Crescent lunge. Stacking the spine. Okay, frame the elbows here again. So we lift up off the waist, getting long through the lats, long down through the sides of the body. Take a full breath here, loading up the back leg a little here. And then start to straighten the legs, pull the front hip in and under as we slowly start to balance and tip up and over the right leg. Back into crescent lunge, so bend off the back knee, load up that back leg as you lift, take a breath in, and then straighten the legs, come forward, up and out, over the right thigh. One more, crescent, take a breath in, pyramid, balance, breath out. Crescent lunge, release the bind of the elbows, take an inhale, hands to the floor, release, breath out. Okay, spin the back heel down and then rise up to warrior two, all the way into the legs. Bend the front knee, open up the hip, and then rotate the chest towards the side mat. Take the arms up, straighten the legs. Look at the arms. Your left arm is going to cross in front of the right so that we squeeze the hands together and lift up here through the shoulder blades. Come back to warrior two and then reverse your warrior. So lift up and back with the spine. Feel the pressure of the hands to get that long side body stretch through the lats. Take a full breath here as you reverse. And then back to warrior two, upright the spine. Two more. Inhale, reverse. Lifting up and back. Warrior two, lunge. Exhale. Last one, reverse, full breath in. Warrior two, breath out. Good, take a full inhale, reverse. And then release the hands to the floor, fingertip lunge. High plank, right foot steps back, take a breath in. Lower chaturanga, elbows pull back to lower. Upward dog or cobra pose, take a full breath in. Downward facing dog, long breath out. Rise to the toes, breath in. Walk, step or jump, hop, forward fold, top of the mat. Halfway lift to lengthen. Hinge at the front of the hips, bow forward and release. Rise to stand, full breath in, lift up. Hands to your chest, full breath out. Let's flow this with a little evolution. So chair pose, nice and steady, breath in. Hinge up and over, try to pike the pelvis as we fold. Chair pose, take a breath in. Forward fold, hands to the floor, breath out. Right leg sweeps back and up, standing L. Lengthen the spine as you breathe in. Big step back to your lunge as you breathe out. Crescent lunge, bend off the back knee as you lift up, take a breath in. Hook your elbows, lift up and fold over in that long balance as you breathe out. Back to crescent lunge, take a breath in. Release the bind, straight into warrior two. Spin the back heel down and open out. Normal reverse, so keep the arms wide as we lift up and back, full breath in, left arm overhead, and then hands to the floor to release. Exhale, right hand under your shoulder, left arm opens up to twist. Take a full breath in. Prepare your right shoulder blade, press the floor down, and then pivot to the left for side plank. Your left leg can stack, or your bottom right knee can come underneath the hip for modified. Wherever you are, press the floor away to engage the underneath obliques, and then sweep the left arm over your head to find that long side body stretch. Drive down into the ground to lift up through the top seams of your body. Take one more full breath in, and then downward dog, pivot on your toes and send your heels back. High plank, roll through, take a breath in. Slow lower chaturanga, exhale. Upward dog or cobra pose, breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Rise to the tippy toes, inhale. Push the floor away with the arms to step or hop, top of the mat. Halfway lift, roll the shoulders away. Bow forward, exhale. Rise to stand, lift the arms, sweep up. Hands through center, long breath out. Again, last side, chair pose, take a breath in. Hinge, pike, and fold up and over as you breathe out. Chair pose, sit the hips down, inhale. Forward fold, exhale. Left leg will sweep back and up to standing L, so pull the spine through. Big step back to fingertip lunge, land the left leg. Crescent lunge, bend off the left knee to lift up. Take an inhale. Grab your elbows, frame, and then straighten the legs to lift forward, up and out as you breathe out. Crescent lunge, take an inhale, release the bind of the arms. Warrior two, back heel spins, and then open out through the front hip. Reverse warrior, right arm lifts straight up and overhead. Hands to the floor, fingertip lunge, breath out. Left hand under the shoulder, right arm opens for a twist. Prepare the bottom left shoulder blade. Press down and pull the shoulder blade back as you pivot to the right for your side plank. Either right leg can stack or left knee can come underneath the hip for a modification. Good. Press the ground away so we shorten through the left obliques to then lift and stretch the right side of the body like a big rainbow. Can you press down, let the head drop as you reach overhead. Take a full breath in, and then downward dog. Pivot on your toes and send your heels back. High plank, inhale. Slow lower chaturanga. Cobra or upward facing dog, take a full breath in. Downward facing dog, breath out. Well done. Rise to the tippy toes and walk the feet a step closer to your hands. So you're a little shorter and you're right up on the balls of the feet, so you can pike the hips and lift the pelvis higher. You're going to bend your knees and crouch your rib cage down towards your thighs, but push the floor away and draw the low ribs in. So we're lifting on top of the shoulder blades rather than collapsing into the shoulder joint. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Good, you're gonna go a little bit lower, maybe even tap the knees down towards the floor. As you breathe in, puff. Try to keep ribs to thighs as you pike the hips. Exhale, maybe try to lift up onto the tippy toes. Inhale, bend, crouch and push. Exhale, scoop the hips, weight into the arms, shift forward. Last one, bend and scoop. Breath in, press, pike and lift, breath out. And then lower your knees and take a child's pose, chill. Soften your elbows, maybe hands under your forehead. Take a smooth, deep breath in here. Okay. A little kind of self-PNF stretch. So what we're going to do is bring the elbows and forearms down to the ground. Imagining that we had, somebody else's resistance for our PNF, but we're going to use our muscular effort and the ground instead. So you're going to walk your elbows forward. So you're coming onto the kind of back portion of the elbow and upper arm. We'll face this way as well so you can have a little look. Now, your arms might be a little bit wider apart, and that's okay. You're going to bring your fingertips together and just let your fingertips kind of rest. Maybe they touch the back of the upper back, or they just kind of press together and kind of above and behind your head. But we want to feel a long stretch through tricep and then eventually getting into our lats. So knees can stay underneath your hips. We're going to work here with our own resistance and our own effort. So I want you to push the elbows and upper arm down into the ground. Tuck the low ribs in and protract into your upper back. So we're rounding and try to scoop the abdominals, pressing down, almost as if we wanted to try to lift the arms off the ground as we press them down. Almost like a press and crunch into the abdominals. Hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then soften your chest down, let your rib cage soften and get that big, deep, passive release. Take a breath here, passive stretch. Inhale. A long breath out. We're going to go again. Contract, wrap through the core, press down, work hard for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and then relax and soften. Take a big breath here into the passive range. A long breath out. Good. Slowly let your arms move away, let your hips drop back, and just let your arms come to your feet. Soften your shoulders. Breathe into the back body here. All right. Come forward onto your hands, please. So we're going to come into our dolphin pose. So forearms and elbows come back to the floor. Elbows underneath your shoulder joint. Palms of hands can interlace together in a clasp, but we are going to push up. So if available, keep hands on the ground. Forearms and arms are like train tracks, parallel to one another. Otherwise, we can clasp and then move to train tracks to step through. Okay, so press down, little slight push and protraction of the upper back, and then tuck the toes, lift the knees, and then press the hips back and up. So it's exactly like down dog, not about the toes getting close to the elbows, it's about getting a long line through the lats here, pressing down and lifting the pelvis up. Bring the feet a little closer to one another. So not to elbows, just closer together, legs touch. And then lift up onto the tippy toes, find that pike. want you to look forward at your hands because that's where we're going to go. Step your right leg and lift it all the way back and up. Take a breath in. As you pull the right knee in and underneath, you look forward, lift and push off your elbows and step your right foot through to lunge. So good. Take a nice full breath in, lengthen your spine. And then warrior two, ground the left heel and rise all the way up. Straighten the legs, reach the right arm up and back to reverse warrior, reverse triangle, press through the ball of your front foot. And then triangle pose, so reach the right arm forward. You want to pivot the underneath hip back and in so we can hip hinge and tilt the pelvis up and over so the spine stays long. Right hand to knee, shin, press down, lift the top arm up, and then again sweep the top arm overhead, cradle the head, and then puff through the top ribs. So rather than going for length through the spine, like our side plank, I want you to shorten the right obliques, press into the legs to lift up through the spine, and then peel and open the chest, getting that nice long stretch through your left lats and side body. Use the support of the back leg. Take one more breath in, and then warrior two, bend the knee and release. Take a breath as you straighten the legs, pivot your toes to the long edge of the mat. Call this like star pose, full breath in. And then high side lunge, bend your back left leg and bring your hands to the ground. I'm just going to pivot around. Left knee bent, hands under your shoulders. You're going to reach your arms and swim them all the way around towards your front, towards your right leg. Okay? So reach the arms towards your right leg and then bend off that front leg so we get this body reaching over and towards the straight leg, away from that side lunge. Good. Press the hands down and forward into the mat. Take a full breath in and a long breath out. Great. Okay, you're going to spin back around towards your right leg. So pivot into lunge towards your right toes. Take a full breath here. And then step back, downward facing dog. Really nice. Lower the knees to the floor. And then bring the elbows back underneath you. Second side, either train tracks, hands parallel, or interlace the hands in a clasp. Tuck the toes, lift the knees and hips into dolphin. Work the press down and away with the arms, the lift and pike of the hips, and that long stretch through your lats. Legs come together at the back. Left leg lifts up and back. Take a full breath in. Look forward at your hands, palms into train tracks, knee to nose, and then lift off the elbows as you step the left foot forward. Warrior two, ground the back heel and rise all the way up. Straight leg reverse, so press the left leg to straight, reach overhead, big breath in, and then triangle pose, come forward, wrap the outer left hip under so we can tip the pelvis, and then reach the left hand to the leg, right arm up and overhead. Hold the back of the head with your hand, then press into the legs, push down through the bottom arm and contract the left side waist to open up the right side waist. Use the strength of your back leg to support you and take a big breath in, open the chest and a long breath out. One more, inhale. Warrior two, bend the left knee and come up. Straighten the legs and pivot your toes to the long edge of the mat. Take a full breath in. High side lunge, so bend your right knee this time. Pivot your arms all the way around towards your front left leg. So we want to press the hips back, peel and open the right hip a little bit, and then push the arms down and forward to the left to expand and stretch through the right side body. Take a full breath in and a full breath out. Oh, should feel good in those lats. One more inhale. Long, luscious lats. Exhale. Come around to your front foot, fingertip lunge, hands ground, and then downward facing dog, step back. Take a nice long breath here for that length through your body. And then knees to the floor, child's pose, breath out. Amazing. Take a nice full sigh in and out of your body. Good. Come up through all fours. I'm going to pivot so we're in the middle of our mat, facing the long edge of the mat. So whichever way you need to set up. Step your left foot all the way out towards the left. Right knee stays under the hip. So let the pelvis sit back just a little bit. Your right arm is going to come under. You're going to come onto the back of your right hand and then allow your right shoulder blade to lean down so that the head can fall. And then the left hand is going to press and interlock on top of your right hand. And I want you to pull your right arm through. So press the left hand down like you're trying to slide the left hand forward, and you're taking that right arm with you. Hopefully get a big stretch through the right lat and shoulder blade. You can hang a little, so even lift your head, lift your bottom right shoulder off the ground, and maybe feel that hang and traction here instead of dropping everything to the floor. Just take one more full breath in and a long breath out. Really nice. Slowly press up through your hands. Good. And then swap sides. Take the right leg straight out. Slide the left arm under, kind of through on the diagonal, so not towards your toes, back of the arm. And then interlock right hand on top. It's like you're trying to pull your left arm through as you push with your right hand, and then head can ground, shoulder blade can drop, or you can kind of hang a little bit. Allow the head and the left shoulder blade just to kind of float in space. Feel that traction of the muscles. One more nice full breath in. And out. You can stay there all day and then slowly return through your hands and your knees. Well done. We'll pivot around to face the short edge, coming back around to lay down. So slowly roll down through your spine, one vertebra at a time, coming down to the floor. Separate the feet a little bit wider apart. Just take a moment to rest on your back. And then we'll cross the right shin and ankle over the top of the left thigh, little figure four. Edge. And then we're going to take an outer hip ITB kind of release. So you're going to keep the shape, but drop the shape to the left so that the sole of the right foot can find the ground and the left knee can kind of tuck up a little bit higher towards the left side of the body. You can reach down and grab a hold of your right ankle with your left hand down there over to the left. And then the right arm can reach on the diagonal, or the hand can, again, like you're holding the back of the skull, it can tuck underneath your head as if the right hand was sneaking down the shoulder blades. Then I want you to imagine that your right side of the pelvis could hook and draw back down towards the right side of the mat. So we get that little active traction here. Take a couple of big, slow, deep breaths. One more full deep breath in. And then very slowly unhook the body and bring the body back to the center. Again, just pause on your spine for a moment. And then we'll take the left ankle, cross it over the top of your right thigh, little figure 4. Keeping the shape, drop the whole shape down towards the right so that your left foot makes contact with the floor. And then you can tuck up the shape a little closer to the right side body, so you can grab a hold of your right hand can grab a hold of your left ankle. And then reach the left arm either out on the diagonal or take it up and back behind you, sneak it behind the back of the head. And then again, as you let your chest roll down to the floor, imagine that left hip could pull back towards the left. And then long, steady, full breaths here, just slowing the nervous system down, grounding again. Just 2 more breaths. Okay, and then slowly unravel your body. Come back to the center. Just let the feet come apart and the knees knock into touch. And then you can let the shoulder blades scoot underneath you. You can let your hands rest wide, or maybe letting your hands rest down on the low pelvis or the low abdomen. And just taking a moment to find a shape that feels peaceful for you, whether it's laying down, shavasana, constructive rest as we are, or maybe a seated meditation. And again, you can just return your awareness back to that simple witnessing of the breath, passing in and out of the nostrils. Feeling the sensation of your body, the pace or the focus of the mind. And then the time is yours. You're welcome to rest in peace for as long as you need today. And there's no hurry to return into the day. Just go with slow, steady awareness, smooth breath. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon. Thank you.